Hey, we're at AMA 2025, Magical Harbour, and I'm with Seth Odell. Seth, how's the West Coast?
And West Coast is great. I've been in San Diego now for almost 10 years, and I forgot to pack a coat for this trip, and I froze walking to dinner last night.
Fantastic. Here's the thing, the origin story. You've been in the agency now 5 years,
Yeah.
but it's named after a family,
Yeah.
Kevin.
Yeah. So Kanahoma stands for Kansas and Oklahoma combined.
Oh, wow.
But it was originally the name of a fishing cabin that my family had for 99 years. And unfortunately, my grandmother passed away and we had to sell it in 2020, about 6 months before I started the business. And so I named the business Kanahoma because, one, it's a place that's super important to me and I love it. Two, it was a one-word name that was available. So any marketer knows that's very hard to find these days. And then three is, someday far down the line, if the business does well, I'm going to go and buy that cabin back.
Here you go.
That's the plan.
Manifestation.
Yeah, exactly.
Here you go.
Out there, it comes back to you.
So for anybody who's working in-house at the moment in a higher ed institution goes, hey, I want to start an agency.
Yeah.
What would you say to them?
I would say, it's a ton of hard work, know what you're up against, but oh my gosh, do it. Whatever it is that you might want to do or build, take the leap. For me, all the best things in life are on the other side of risk. And it was really scary. I was a chief marketing officer at a university, giving that up and going solo as one person. And 5 years later, we're 40 people and big growing business. I just think you should do it. If you want to do it, reach out to me. I'll give you advice. I learned from a lot of people along the way, but like when in doubt, what caused me to finally do it was asking myself, like, what will I regret more when I'm 80?
Yeah.
Launching a business and having it not work, or looking back and realizing I never take a chance.
Very good. What was the first service that you launched within Cannibal?
So we started as a consultancy. So it was just me in a room. And so our first 3 clients were all consulting. One was like or a reorg for an R1 university. Another one was enrollment consulting for a small art school. And then third was like a data project for like a data migration. And it was just sort of like jack of all trades, trying to do everything. And then about 3 or 4 months into the business, I made a really intentional shift into like performance digital marketing.
Sure.
And that's been much more what we are today. Okay. But started as a one-person consultancy.
Do brands build websites?
Yeah, we do. So we currently today, Kanahoma works with a little over 20 college universities. We call it agency of record, but it's basically digital marketing. So we manage over $40 million in marketing spend for the institutions. We do all full service media planning and buying in-house. So we have a team of media buyers who buy media on Google, Facebook, streaming, traditional, out of home. And then we do have a 10-person creative team. We own our own production company. We have an in-house WordPress team. And so we are full service for our partners we support. The consistent through line through all of it is that the partners are looking to grow enrollment. And that's really why people come to us, is for that performance marketing.
And what is the tactic that you think in the next year that you're able to impact that KPI for his?
Number one thing to focus on next year is the fundamentals. There is going to be a lot of AI noise out in this space, and there are cool AI solutions. Like we even have an AI admissions product. So do go out and learn what's out there. But that is not going to be the number one thing. The number one thing is going to be like increasing the conversion of your website, increasing and improving your nurturing to make sure you're yielding to folks that are expressing interest, like maximizing your SEO, especially in the new environment that we're in, the search. More than ever, I think now is not the time to take your eye off the ball of like the fundamentals of marketing. If you have that figured out, go chase all the sizzle, and the sizzle will add benefit. But I do worry for marketers that we're going to chase something new at the expense of the core best practice that we all know works every day when executed well.
Well, one of the things, there's a lot of AI here, like a lot of AI tools, AI tactics, AI trends. I think the one thing that's coming up for me is the content for the AI.
Yeah.
Like, hey, is your website that content hub, or are universities now going to have to create knowledge hubs to answer the questions?
Oh, yeah.
For the LLMs, for the AI. What have you seen with, what do you think with the content, how universities are actually presenting this?
So one of the things I'll say is I think most institutions have a lot of the content already.
Yeah.
But it's really important to understand that it does need to be formatted differently. So like we did an exercise at Kanahoma where we mapped out strategies and tactics for traditional SEO, which still works well for our partners. And then looking at AEO, so like answer engine optimization, like the snippets that Google serves up. And then GEO, like generative engine optimization. What we found when we looked at it was like 80% of the strategies and tactics are the same across all three. It's just about like sometimes reformatting the content you have, lengthening it, adding bullets, making it more like FAQ oriented. And so you're not as far off as you think. So I wouldn't look at it as like we have to start a new thing.
Okay.
I would start with like assessing where you are, understand the gaps, repurpose content, And then understand though that I will say winning in the future is going to look a lot bigger than that. And it is going to be the classic, like becoming your own media brand and producing your own content in a different way, in different modalities, like a lot more short form video and vertical. I'd love to see more efficiency in podcasts. But that all comes later. The first thing I would say is leverage the work you've already done and repurpose it to meet the needs that the market is showing today.
So last question, Kanahoma, we've got manifestation, 5 years time. What is the agency we've got? What's it like to work with it? Work at Kanahoma? 5 years time.
Okay, let me think with this.
Remote?
So Kanahoma is 100% remote business. We have over 40 employees across 12 states. I would say 5 years from today, we're at least 200 employees. We're partnering with 40 to 50 institutions at least, hopefully more, on our way to 100. And we're here to keep scaling so long as we provide value. So at a minimum, I sure hope we 5x in 5 years. That's the plan. So we'll see if we get there. The universe will tell us. But so far so good.
Yeah, looking forward to following the journey.
Hey, I appreciate that.
Thanks, man.